Welcome to the Jen Cares Powered by Chosen Live podcast, a podcast that brings the community to you. Each week, we feature a guest that will help us stay in the know. We are here every Monday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, and share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now here's your host, Jen Cares.
I muted myself. I apologize. Good evening, and welcome to Jen Cares Powered by Chosen Counselors, where we bring the community to you. I am your host, Jen Cares, and the founder of Chosen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. As always, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in, for liking, for sharing, and coming back again. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, whether you're watching it live, watching it via our audio podcast, or coming back to watch it on another day. I appreciate and thank you. I want to say special thanks to our amazing guest from last month. Our series was Music of My Heart. And that month was a tribute to my mom, the late Ada E. Harris. It was in honor of her birthday, her life, and her love for music. I want to say thank you to David Winslow, Aaron Harden, Anthony Jefferson, and Tamika Bird. It was such a great series. So we have now entered a new month. This month's theme is Help a Sista Out. Friends, I'm the sister. I need some help sometimes. Guess what? We all do, and it is okay. Every year as my birthday comes about, I try to evaluate my life. I reflect on highs, I reflect on lows, wins. They're not losses, but they're lessons, how to do some things better. I also plan out my goals for the new year. 2020, Jen Cares was birthed. In 2021, we hosted our first conference and continue on a little longer with this Jen Cares thing. This year, we actually have our first in-person conference scheduled, and that is a day of empowerment. It's happening on Saturday, May 14th from 11 to 3. Some tickets are available. If you want to come and the funds are not in your budget, send me a message or drop a comment below. Why? Because I don't want you to miss this amazing day. Lunch will be provided, and we have some amazing vendors. It's my birthday weekend, so it's sort of a little soiree too, just celebrate life. So come on out and help me celebrate life and be empowered. Back to my life in review. Focus, Jen. Okay, so each week of this month, we will expound on a topic that I review throughout the month as I prepare for my new year. So we have S to the third power, I do, but not yet. A week off to celebrate life because my birthday is May 16th. Be sure to send your girl a message. Then we have Shatterproof, and we will close out with Head Start. Tonight's guest is Amina Maybank, and I met her through a friend as she had me as a guest on her podcast. And as I did my homework and my research, I came up with tonight's topic, S to the third power. It was so funny. She said, thank you for having me, but you're going to have to help me out with that title. And I got to keep y'all guessing sometimes, so I can't give you everything all the time. But the title actually comes from her first book. Yes, she's an author, and she'll tell us all about it. But the book is called Single, Saved, and Seeking Him. Friends, as a single, educated, melanated, and beautiful woman, the question, why are you still single, comes up too many times. They want to know, you sure you want to do that without having a mate? Oh, don't you want to have some children? Oh, you could go down to this spot and ask for this number. That'd be a good donor for you. And the list goes on. These are not always nice questions to ask a single person. Public service announcement. God bless. Please, just let them be great. Let us be great. Why? Because sometimes it's not the right time. So it's better to wait on the timing of when it should happen. So in my year of review, I explore, did I heal from that broken heart? Am I really ready for it? To no longer be all about me? Am I crushing my goals? But most importantly, again, I'm asking God, is it even the right time for me to be exploring this? That's a good one. Sometimes we rush things and then it doesn't come out right. You ever thought something was done in the microwave, but you was all excited, you saw a little steam, you got to eating it, and found out that middle wasn't quite done, it was still a little cold? Time is important. We can't rush everything, friends. And I've come across some people that have linked up for whatever the reason it didn't work out, and I don't want it to be me. I'm trying to protect my heart and feelings just a little bit more. But tonight we're going to talk about the process of waiting and what you should be doing while waiting. We will even touch on what you should be doing if you have a mate, because there's still some things you have to do for you, even having a mate. Why? Because we are still individuals. And most importantly, we should always be seeking help. So let's get into it. Tonight's guest again is Amina Maybank, and we're talking about S to the third power. So help me welcome my friend Amina Maybank. Ooh. Sis,
What
why they doing us dirty?
happened?
Why they doing us dirty? They ain't right. Let's try this again. Hold on, friends. All right. Try camera again when you're ready. That means it's gonna be a good conversation, and somebody in the internet airwaves is trying to mess it up. They ain't right. They ain't right. Let's see. All right, we're gonna wait a couple more seconds. But who's out here joining us tonight? Please drop your name and what it is that you do as you prepare for your new year when your birthday comes around. Do you do anything special? Do you explore how your year went? What are some things you do? Drop the comment below. I know at the end of the year, I also like to have, well, first of all, throughout the year, I like to have dates with me, myself, and I. And sometimes I let somebody else come. But it's sometimes nice to take yourself out, to treat yourself, to love on yourself, to let yourself know that, hey, you did the dang thing this week. Let's celebrate. Because guess what? If we don't take a moment to celebrate ourselves, we become overwhelmed. We get tired. We think that it's just supposed to be work, 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 work. I know that's the song, work, 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 work. But guess what? We got to take a break, 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 break. Because if we're not taking a break, we can't help nobody else. We got to be able to take care of ourselves. And we always talk about self care over here because it is so important too. Making sure that we are taking care of ourselves, loving on ourselves, appreciating ourselves. Because so many times we don't give ourselves credit. We've often talked about being kind to ourselves, and it's so important for us to be kind. Why? Because there's enough going on in this world that can overwhelm us, that can frustrate us, that can make us say, you know what? I'm ready to throw in a towel. Friends, I don't want you to do that. I want us to evaluate life, think of how things are going, how we can make things better, and how we want to move forward in life. I'm not sure what's happening with our guest tonight, but guess what? We're going to keep on rocking. Friends, who's out there? Who's watching? What do you think? What do you do? What are you doing for self care? Mm. What did I do today for self care? I did pack my lunch because I work downtown, but then I had forgot a crucial part of the lunch and I had to buy lunch. But that was self care. Why? Because I made sure I took a break. I got out of the building, I got from in front of the computer, and I took a moment to really reflect on my plans for the week, my goals for the week, what it is I want to work on. How are you doing with your goals for the year? When it started in January, did you have some goals, some resolutions that you wanted to make happen? How did it work out? How is it working out? Did you put it on the back burner and forget about it? Let me tell y'all something. I put something on the back burner, and not too long ago, it said, "Wait, don't forget about me. Can you keep me on the stove, warm me up just a little bit?" So sometimes we have to be aware of what's on our stove. We want to rotate some things. Sometimes other things need our attention. So make sure that you're rotating some things that you said you wanted to do, that book you wanted to write, that uh, position that you wanted to try for. What's the worst they could tell you? No. But guess what? That no leads to your next opportunity. Someone was talking about that, said no means next opportunity. I thought that was amazing. Why? Because it means that it doesn't stop here. We could keep on trying and try again somewhere else. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure what's going on with our friend tonight. Let me see. It kicked her out. She had a restart, but guess what? We're going to keep it going. You know what? Why I have your attention? Let me just tell y'all again. A damn empowerment is happening May 14th. But you know what? I ain't even sweating it. It's gonna be great. If you want to come again, please do drop it below. As I was talking to Amina before we went live, I always do a prayer as I shared. We do a prayer to reflect and thank God for the opportunity to be able to share. And I finished the prayer, and then she started a prayer, and she said, "Let her know that her labor is not in vain." Your girl teared up just a little smidget. Why? Because that meant the world to me. Sometimes we're doing things trying to help others and we get frustrated, we get overwhelmed, we're ready to throw in the towel. But guess what, friends? It's not over yet. It is not over yet. And I don't want you to give up. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to know that this too shall pass and everything is going to work out as it should. Oh, I thank you so much for your patience and bearing with us as we work things out. Uh, let's talk about our quote of the day while we're waiting, okay? Today's quote of the day is love yourself first because that's who you'll spend the rest of your life with. Again, love yourself first because that's who you'll spend the rest of your life with. When I saw that quote, I said, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I'm not sure what movie that came from. Or is it a song? Mm, don't, don't remember. But it's so important that we love ourselves first. And that goes to the piece I was sharing of self care. We have to love ourselves. We have to appreciate ourselves. We have to, what is love? Care and concern. We want to show care and concern for ourselves. We do it so much for other people, but we forget about ourselves. But the quote says we have to love ourselves first because that's who you'll spend the rest of your life with. When you're loving all those other people after a while, guess what? You are still by yourself for a moment. You're not with them all day. I know COVID and the pandemic had us with some family members a little longer than we wanted to be with. But then when we stole away and had some time for ourselves, we had to find out, do I love me? Do I like me? Do I appreciate me? Have you ever had that thought? Michael Jackson wrote a song, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Sometimes we got to start with ourselves, trying to help so many others. Friends, take a moment to start with yourself, to love on yourself. Mm, because you are the person you'll spend the rest of your life with, whether with somebody or not with somebody, whether you have children, don't have children. Guess what? Those children leave and then you're by yourself in a house. You got to work it out. So, guess what? Love yourself first because that's who you'll spend the rest of your life with. Ah, so again, tonight's theme is S to the third power. I guess just having some trouble, excuse me. I'm having some allergy issues myself. The S to the third power. And this is because she wrote a book called Single, Saved, and Seeking Him. So tonight we're going to talk about that. What does it mean to be single? What does it mean to be saved? What does it mean to be seeking Him? And why are all three of those important? I know I wondered sometimes, did I really need all three? My pastor preached on Sunday about the coming of God and how we don't know when the time of His coming is. And he was saying that if we knew what time he was coming, we would wait till 11:59 p.m. of the day before to get our lives together. Would you do that, friends? I stood up because I was like, you're absolutely right. Because if I didn't know when he was coming, I'd be like, party. But guess what? The amazing part is because I don't know when he's coming, I had to keep on my game. That's a part of loving myself because I want to be ready when he comes because that's my belief that he's coming back for me. Is he coming back for you? I know. It's not a churchy thing, but that's my belief in things. And that's what the topic is a little bit about of knowing what it is that you want for yourself. What are your future goals? Where do you hope to go? What do you hope to be? What do you hope to do? No worries. She's having some trouble. Let me send a message because she's saying she's so sorry. You sure? Goodness, goodness, goodness. And that's the thing about technology. Sometimes that happens where you try your best and things happen. Some glitches happen. But guess what? The show still goes on. We still talk. And I see some friends maybe out there. I can't always tell. But if you are, drop your name. Say hello. How was your day? And guess what? If nobody told you today that they love you, I want to let you know that I love you. You are appreciated. You are needed. And I appreciate you even taking the time to swing by and talk with us a little bit, to listen to us a little bit about what it is we want to share tonight. Ah, okay. She said it's restarting, so hopefully she'll have a moment to come back in. Now our friends out there are ready to talk right now, and guess what? That's okay. I could talk about something else. Let me see. What has been a good lesson that I've learned? Oh, again, how to have fun in life. Oh, Melissa. Hey, Melissa. Hi, Jennifer. Love you and love your show. Melissa, I love you too. And I appreciate you for tuning in. I hope to see you at our day of empowerment. We got that set up. And now our guest is back. She ready? Is that a thumbs up? Not yet? Okay, she ready. All right, here we go. Here we go. She's excited. What in the world is happening over there?
The devil's a whole liar. You understand? A whole liar. A liar.
Yes.
We were just on here talking and it just cut me off. I was like, you mad tonight?
Like
You're
big mad. Because he
Oh
want
my
us to be
God.
messing up, and we try to live pure life for Jesus. As we wait on whatever it is that he wants to do or don't want to do. Because some people waiting to be
Child.
married and they never gonna be married. Some people waiting to be single and they never gonna be single. Some people waiting to do whatever and it's not gonna happen. But guess what? Some people are waiting and it is gonna happen. But what are we doing while we're waiting?
Amen.
Mm.
Amen. Listen, let's go before the devil tries something again. Let's do it.
Yes. So I did talk about our quote today, but I'm gonna pull it back up to get your opinion on it. Our quote is, "Love yourself first, because that's who you'll spend the rest of your life with." What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that is, self-love is of the utmost importance.
Mm-hmm.
If no one else loves you, you have to love yourself. If no one else likes you, you have to like yourself. If no one else is okay with you have to be okay with you. I heard one time, you can't run from yourself. So we have to be okay with ourselves. How can you love someone else if you don't love yourself first? So, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I love that.
You can't run from you. That's a good one.
Yes, and I actually heard that.
It's like a cat chasing their tail.
Yes, right.
You dizzy yet? Slow down, sunshine.
Exactly. Yeah, actually, my former pastor told me that. I was a youngin', and he told me, "Listen, you can't run from yourself. You can go here, go there, but you have to face you." So yeah.
So good, so good. So, chosen friends, as always, I have prepared some questions to guide tonight's topic. But if you have any questions or any comments, be sure to drop them below. Engage in this conversation with us, because this is for all of us. So, Amina, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Other than the fact that the enemy hates me, yeah. Other than that, yeah.
So on his list.
So other than that, I am an author, a podcast host, a minister, a blogger, lover of all things Jesus. And right now, and even over the past few years of my life, I am just pursuing all that God has for me. And just encouraging other people to do the same. So yeah, nothing crazy.
Let's just hop right into it. Pursuing all that God has for you. How has that process been? How did you know that you were even pursuing some of the right things? Have there been times that you were pursuing some things that you shouldn't have been pursuing? What's that process been like for you?
Trial and error. I know just for me, even with the book, just seeking the Lord about what I'm supposed to be doing in this season, and just, process of elimination. God, what should I be doing? Does this work? And you have to step out in faith and say, okay, God, I think I heard you correctly. This is what I should be doing. And so I have to be honest, over the past few years, I have been blessed. God has been using me. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have said yes to a lot of things that I would normally say no to. But it's been great. It really has.
Yes. And that's the important part too, that part of seeking, because so many times we want to do stuff and we don't seek the support or guidance of others. We've talked about accountability, so mentors or those that we look up to, those that we aspire to be like. And God, being one of the main ones for myself. But also, if you don't have God, you still have those people in your life that you go to when you feel like you need some support. That mother, that uncle, that auntie, that uncle. How has that process been of, one, knowing who to talk to, who to share, and who to just say, God bless and keep on going, because they don't hold water.
Yeah, I have been blessed. I've been fortunate. I have laser sharp discernment. Amen. So I normally pray about, should I share this with this person? But I have been blessed to have good friends that keep my secrets and encourage me in the things of God. I have great pastors. They encourage me. They speak the word over my life. They pray for me. And I have a mom who's great, who listens. She's a friend. So I've been blessed to have people in my life to really, encourage me to go forth in the things of God. So yeah, seeking that, that counsel, that wisdom is necessary.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. And I like the part of I want to just share like on the part of you saying like you've been blessed to have these people. I also want to talk to my friends that feel like they don't have these people. You actually be surprised. Sometimes we have been blessed with some people, but what happens is because they're not telling us what we want to hear, how we want to hear it, when we want to hear it, letting us do what it is that we want to do, we turn a deaf ear to them because we don't want to hear that. It was like, no. And growing up, it used to be funny. Not funny, but I used to be irritated. They'd be like, Jesus is coming back. Get your house in order, Jesus. Or it used to be older people. I'm like, you done lived your life already. What you talking about? He coming back. Like, I'm just trying to like be me and things of that sort. But we turn a deaf ear to it. But the actual truth is he is coming back. We just don't know when. So they always gonna keep preaching that of because you don't know when you got to be ready. And sometimes again, we're hearing things that we don't want to hear, and sometimes we turn a deaf ear. So I do encourage you, friends, to evaluate those that are in your life that are trying to help you to be a better you. And that discernment piece is this person doing this to hurt me or to help me? And sometimes we get it confused. We're like, you hurt my feelings because you didn't say it nicely or you cut me with it. But guess what? A cut to reveal some surgery, you have to get cut. Yes, they could stick stuff in and do things, but sometimes they have to cut. But guess what? It does heal. And if they cut, the hope is that they have the love and care and patience to help you as you go through that healing process. So, Amina was blessed. But guess what? You were blessed too. Take a look around at those people that are around you. So let's talk about this first book because that's how I got the title for today. And at first, I know Esther the Third Power. She was like, "What? How did that book come about?"
Well, to be honest with you, I wrote that book because I knew I needed it. And I knew that if I needed it, then other people needed it too. Other believers needed it as well. So that's why I wrote it. I wrote Single, Saved, and Seeking Him at a time where I was just extremely frustrated and down about being single. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a really frustrating season, but even though I felt that way, I knew that God had and still has a purpose for me being in this particular season of my life. So that's what the book was for. Just letting people know that this season is not punishment. It's for your purpose. It's for your character building. It's for to draw closer to Him. I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but there's a Ecclesiastes 3:1 says that to everything there's a season, right? And to a time to every purpose under heaven. So there's a time and a season for everything in our lives, and so we have to understand that this season it's for a purpose. It's not just to waste time and try to get out of it, try to rush out of it, because you'll miss what you were supposed to do. You'll miss your assignment in this season. So I wrote the book because I wanted to help other people.
I like that. I knew I needed it, so I knew somebody else would need it. And that's a big part too. There's some things in my reflection that I shared that this month is really how I reflect on my life, what I want to accomplish by next May and things of that sort. And there's some things that we find that if we need it, somebody else could benefit from it too. So if it's some encouragement, if I need it, somebody else could benefit from it too. So how can I work this out to be able to benefit someone else? Is that iron sharpens iron. So as I'm sharpening myself in this area, let me share with you. It's like, hey, wait a minute, that benefits me too. So that's so awesome that you took your story to be able to help somebody else.
Yes, absolutely.
Another part was the seasons.
So I don't want to be too churchy, but I really wanted to read the amplified version of the Ecclesiastes 3:1. I just want to help somebody.
Go ahead.
So the Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3:1 in the Amplified, which is my favorite version, it says there is a season, meaning a time appointed for everything and a time for every delight and event or purpose under heaven. So there's a time appointed for you to be single. There's a time appointed for you to be married. There's a time appointed for you to be born. There's a time appointed for you to die. There's a purpose for that. There's a purpose for that appointment. There's a purpose for it. So that blessed me. That, we got to go back to the word. That blessed me. God, this is not for nothing. This is for a purpose. What is the purpose, God? So, yeah.
And I think that's the part that gets us because we don't always see the purpose. Because like the scripture says, it's all working together for my good. But like this concoction right now don't look right. It don't smell right. It don't taste right. It looks like it's about to actually burn, God. I mean, I am well overdue. What's going on? You know? And again, I use the analogy of you put something in the microwave, you get so excited because you see the steam, but then you go to try to eat a little bit and you find out, dang, it's cold in the middle. Nobody wants something that's cold in the middle. You want it to be well done all around because you eat too many things cold. You know, it's not good for you. Your body can't take it. And that's so important of us not rushing the process. And even with us being in this microwave society where we're like quick, fast food, right. Even sometimes with that, you ain't never been to a fast food spot and they gave you something and it was a little cold. Because even they can't go that fast, you know. They try to go fast, but even they have a process where they have to slow down just a smidget to be able to give you what you need and let it be hot and done. Yeah. And I know they patties small, so like they be done in no time. But sometimes something could be off. And again, we gotta trust the process.
Right. No, I get it. I mean, even though we know what the word says, we know that there's a purpose, we know that there's a season for it, we know that there's a time appointed for everything. Sometimes it looks a little crazy, right? It looks a little lopsided. It's like, okay, God, what's wrong? What's happening here? Like what first of all, what am I doing wrong? You know, is it me? What's going, you know, we go through all of those things. And that's the point of seeking him. We need to find out, God, what's going on, because it looks a little crazy. You know, sometimes it looks crazy. Sometimes the truth spoken before time looks like a lie, right? Sometimes it looks like a lie.
Yeah. Because it's spoken before time, that means it's to come, but because it doesn't look like it right now, like, are you sure? Did you hear right? And it's funny because like in the church world, you know, we have prophecies and things, and people get excited. I'm like, whatever. Not in the aspect that I don't respect it or I don't receive it, but what happens is, if you say something's going to happen, you still have to get there.
Right.
It's a process to get there. You know, it could take some time to get there. It doesn't happen overnight. You know, it took some time to learn how to walk. It took some time to learn how to hold the bottle. It didn't happen overnight. Now, some of these quarantine babies, they say, are able to do miraculous things. But normally, it takes some time to get there. It took some time to learn how to tie a shoe. It took some time to be potty trained because it was kind of nice to kind of walk around your diaper. Somebody got to clean it up. But after a while, I was like, wait, I don't want to be doing this anymore. And that was the part that you said of, what am I doing wrong? And sometimes we get so comfortable in some of the places that we're in, that was like, somebody else to clean it up. No. Sunshine, you can clean it up too. You know? And we miss that. And that's such a good question to explore of, what am I doing wrong? Because sometimes we do mess up. Sometimes we do make a decision that's not the greatest. And what's that process though? What's that bounce back of acknowledging like, wait, I did do something wrong? Like that Steve Urkel show my age. Did I do that? Sometimes, yes, you did that. What has that process been like for you?
Well, for me, I mean, like you said, you make a mistake, you get back up. None of us are perfect, but we keep striving. We keep striving. And, you know, I don't necessarily think it's anything wrong that I'm doing or that anybody else. A lot of times it's not what you're doing wrong. It's just we don't understand times and seasons. That's really what it is. We don't understand times and seasons. And so we think that something's wrong with us or we did something wrong. That's just not the case. It's just the enemy playing with your mind. But, you know, a lot of times it's not anything that you're doing wrong. It's you're doing something right. And God's just not finished developing you yet. So that's, you know.
Sometimes you're not doing anything wrong. It's just not the right time. Last week, our guest, Tamika, she was sharing how she had recorded a song 3 times, 4 times, several times, and how it wasn't until she had gone through a process that it was able to come out. And then now that it has come out this year, it has been blessing so many. So many have been inspired and encouraged and strengthened by it. And that's the process sometimes, because sometimes we want to give something and it's not tried and true. Prime example, the holidays come around, you know. It was like, I know how to make macaroni and cheese. Let me make it. First, let's talk about how do you make it. Because I never had you make it before. Let's process how you make it to see if you can really make it for this holiday.
Trial and error.
Not at the family holiday. You got to do trial and error. September, and have a couple people say, yeah, she did that. He did that before you want to put it you know. But that's the part too of like really trying to figure out that process of the trial and error, but knowing when it is to put it out there. Because on a holiday, you cook
Right.
something, oh, you gonna be judged. Are you ready for it? Are you ready?
Right. Yeah. No,
Like
I
who
get
made
it.
this? And everybody, you gonna be quiet, like I don't know, no sunshine. You did that. You did that. You know you did.
Yes.
But sometimes we don't even admit to those things either. But yes, I
Mm-hmm.
definitely agree that it's not a bad thing of learning the pieces are wrong, but that timing of God, like even right now, it's supposed to be spring. Is
Mm-hmm.
it though? It doesn't always feel like that. And spring, I say, is
Right.
always that funny,
Isn't that something?
that funny season because winter we know it's gonna be cold, already covered. Summer it's gonna be hot. Fall is like I want to give you a little hot, I want to give you a little cold. But spring ain't right all the time, and we don't always understand that spring can be a little funky and it's coming in. But when
Mm-hmm.
it come out, sometimes it goes out with that bang. And that not knowing the seasons. What was the process for you to learn and still learn because it's an ever growing process of learning when the seasons change or what season you are in or how much longer this season will be, even though sometimes we don't know that, but the process of surviving while in it though.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just don't know how long a season is gonna last. But for me, there's always like a stirring in my spirit. I'm not saying this happens for everybody, but I just know there's a stirring in my spirit. Okay, my season is about to shift. That means I need to be preparing. I need to be preparing for the next season. And again, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but if you know you're going to be married or you are desiring to be married and you're waiting for that season, right? We talking about spring. All right, spring is kind of iffy, but you know summer is coming. You prepare for the summer. What do you do to prepare for the summer? You know what I mean? There's a preparation that
Yeah.
happens. So,
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. And so, yeah, that for me, just preparing and, trying
Mm.
to, and believing that that season is coming. It's coming. So,
Yes. And that's the big one right there of if you believe that it's coming, if you believe that you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you believe that you're going to own a home, if you believe that you're going to get that job, if you believe that you're going to be in a relationship, married, kids, all that whole nine, what are you doing to prepare yourself? And I think sometimes we miss that factor
yeah.
of, yeah, I'm just going to go in. Yeah, you could go in and rock that interview, but if somebody else goes that's a little bit more prepared than you, guess
Wow.
what? You didn't make it. And trial and error does happen a lot with parenting. They always have the memes of the first kid, what you did, and the second kid came, you do stuff a little different because, like, look, they'll survive, eat that, kiss up to God. But it's still the preparation for it and preparing your mind for it because these changes sometimes are no longer about you. You have to accommodate somebody else that's in the mix and things of that sort. And people don't always get that, but that preparation piece is so important.
Mm-hmm.
What was your process of getting to, oh, maybe I need to prepare for this? Because, we talked about, you said summer. I said, everybody talking about, yeah, my summer body, and they ain't doing nothing to have that summer body. Okay. But, we say these things, but it's so true. We say these things.
Yes.
And then it's like, well, who's the liar? Did you tell a story? And then you're like, no, it's just not my time yet. It's not my time yet. Sunshine.
Right.
No, we didn't prepare. We didn't do the sacrifices that we needed to do.
Right.
Work now, play later. Is a real thing. But you have to, and I did share like you have to find ways to play in the middle of it so you don't get discouraged and you keep on doing what you need to do. But we doing a lot of things where we playing and forgetting about the work part, that preparation part. What is that process for you like?
Yeah, so we can't be upset or mad at God for not receiving something that we didn't prepare for. We can't be mad at that. We
Why
can't do
not?
that.
Why
We
not?
can't. We can't because God is not an irresponsible father. That's number one.
Woo.
He's not going to give you something that he knows you're not ready for. He knows you're not prepared for. He knows
Pause.
you're not
Pause.
properly developed for.
Pause. Pause. He's not gonna give you something that he knows you're not prepared for. And this is a big piece right here because they be like, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. And sometimes we're not. And we'll get something and then we lose it.
Mm-hmm.
That job that you've had that you lost.
Mm-hmm.
That mate that you had that you lost because you wasn't prepared for it. You wanted to live your best life. Didn't want to go back and forth with you. And now it slipped through your fingers. And that's so important because we want so many things. But do we have the capacity to really take it on our plate and manage it well. That was good. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, no, so for me, I'm still preparing. I'm still learning. There's things that I still need to get together, and that's an ongoing process. It's not that you will be completely perfect by the time you meet this person, but listen, God knows who you're going to marry. He sees 10 years, 15 years down the line. He knows who your children are, what their personality types are. So there's things in you that needs to be developed. It's undeveloped. So even for me, my process, I'm just like, God, show me myself. Show me the areas that I need to pick up on. Show me the areas that I can do better in, because you know who my children are. You know the type of mommy they're going to need. You know who my husband is. You know the type of woman that he needs. So help me before I get there. Don't let me get there and be shocked. But you know these people. I don't know them yet, but you know them. So prepare me. Prepare my heart. Prepare my mind. Prepare my personality. Prepare me in my emotions, in my mind. Prepare me. That's what we should be praying, because God knows. He sees 15, 20 years down the line. He knows who your children are. He knows their names. He knows their personalities, and he knows what type of mom they're going to need. So, yeah.
Prepare me. Yes, Lord, prepare me. And you go to the song, Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. Ooh, that tried and true part means that I've survived some things. And show that this the real deal. She forgot I live, forgot I die. A sanctuary, Lord, for you. And so important. So important. Because God knows. And a lot of times we feel like we know. I know me. But then if something off in our body, sometimes we miss it. But we know me. Then we go to the doctor and they're like, well, did you not feel this? Oh, I thought it was nothing. No, you knew you. Right? You knew you. And we miss those things. And it's so important that we take a moment to really be in tune with ourselves to know, am I really ready for this? I talked to my niece and she was like, don't you want a relationship and things of that sort? I said, yeah, eventually. But for where I am right now, I have so many things on my plate. To add something else, would that really be fair to somebody else?
Yeah.
Let me get this cleaned up. And again, it's not like you'll ever really be totally prepared. But if I am prepared in God's eyes, that's all that matters, because then he'll work out all the other things that I got on my plate to move something and give to somebody else and spread the wealth for the different tasks and things. But it really is that part of being prepared. Like, God, show me. Because again, sometimes we think that we're ready and we got some stuff in our closet under that carpet.
Can we go there? Can we? Is that allowed? I don't know.
Come on.
I'm just saying, we have to get ourselves together. We can't ask someone to do something that we're not willing to do. We can't expect someone to accept something that we're not willing to accept. If, for instance, a nasty attitude, an unforgiving spirit, you just have a hard time with forgiving. You need to get that together. If you don't know how to forgive people, you might as well. My pastor said this, and this stuck with me for years. If you don't know how to forgive, you might as well stay single, because you might as well just go ahead.
Because guess what? You gonna do some stuff that ain't right. You gonna do stuff ain't right. They gonna do some stuff ain't right. And if y'all both ain't forgiving, it ain't gonna work out very well.
That's right.
Hold on, we have another song selection. Sister Maybank, you is singing, Sunshine. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. But the thing is this: when he opens our eyes, are we really ready for what we see? Because we think that we, some Christians, I'm saved, I got Jesus, I'm good, but it's still some stuff that we doing that need to be cleaned up. That road rage. Now, again, to a certain degree, I get it because you're upset on the road. But there's some people that we see in the news that's doing some stuff with road rage where they got some deeper issues going on where they need a little bit more help. And sometimes we're not looking at that. We're trying to clean out all these other things, put on this facade, beat our face, but behind it is some sadness. Behind it is some depression. Behind it,
can we get in this? Can we get in this?
And we're not addressing those things. I know somebody, they would get in a relationship, get out, get into another relationship, get out, get into. Wait. We can't blame it on another person all three of those times. What did you do? What are you not doing? And I was listening to I think it was Michael Todd. I listened to a snippet and he was talking about how Dating is not in the Bible. And he was saying because in dating, you'll link up with somebody, and then if it doesn't work out, you split up. You link up with somebody else, it doesn't work out, you split up. And then you get married, you feel like because it didn't work out, because your history has been you splitting up, you feel like you're supposed to divorce. No, you got to work through some of those things. When your mother got on your nerves, or you did something you wasn't supposed to do, they told you go to that room, get your life together, and then you came back. Guess what? Y'all worked it out. And sometimes we don't want to work things out because we're like, oh no, this is not what it should be. But it's some things that we did too that caused it to be what it is. But because we're not looking at ourselves.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And I don't think that, that's talked about enough. Sometimes we're the problem. Amen. Glory be to God. Sometimes we are the issue and, we don't want to deal with that. But sometimes we're the issue. And, you want to jump in a relationship with somebody and you're not healed. You're not whole. You crazy. Like, huh? No.
Come on. Sometimes it's some things that run in our families. And we're like, no, it didn't get me. No.
It got you bad.
It got you a little worse than somebody else. And guess what? There's help for that. But because we don't want to ask for help, or we feel like, no, I can work this out, or whatever I've been doing has been helping me. Guess what? That's just a Band-Aid. You drinking is just a Band-Aid. Yeah. You smoking is just a Band-Aid. You cussing somebody out is just a Band-Aid. But guess what? Sometimes we'll meet the wrong person and it goes a different way. But before that happens, can I go talk to somebody? Hey, therapist, let me just sit on your couch for a second. Let me just talk about what's going on. Let me pull back the layers of this onion because it's overwhelming me and I'm crying and I don't understand why. I can't keep friends and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
They keep leaving. I can't keep a job and I don't understand why. I can't keep money and I don't understand why. And it's these pieces because we're not going to get the support that we can get from people that are ready and willing, open arms to help us. And that's why I'm having like the day of empowerment. And at first I was discouraged because I'm like, people are not signing up to come. And then somebody reached out and said, well, it's not really topics I want to hear. I'm like, how is it not topics you want to hear? My God, it was talking about finances because most of us don't have our finances together. Some people don't have a will. Some people don't have an estate plan. Some people don't know what to do in case something really goes haywire. Why? Because we're not staying at jobs long enough, or we're not reaping the benefits that we can get to make sure that our families are financially secure. We don't get that. They get that. We got to get it together. It's talking about, how we present ourselves, we think that we could just be flying things. Yeah, but what happens behind that? We want to talk about mental health. We want to talk about relationships. But so many times we don't want to invest in us to really hit the issues within us.
That's right.
And then we contaminating others. We talking about COVID, but it's some other contamination that's going on. It's some other quarantine that needs to go on.
You don't even understand what you just said. No. Can I help somebody?
Help them.
Por favor, please. Can I help somebody? Listen, you just said, when you have some type of disease or some type of issue going on, you need to be put away in quarantine. Some of us,
yes,
if we're honest, are single for a season because we need to stop dating in quarantine. You need to have several seats because you need to be healed. There's things that need to come on.
Yes.
Why would you want to, this person that you love, this person that you've been praying for, why would you want to contaminate their lives? And it's not just, and listen, it's not just them. They come with package. You're going to get in-laws. Amen. You're going to get in-laws. So you want to contaminate that person and their family? No. Let's get ourselves together. Let's heal. Let's face ourselves. Right. We don't want to do that. And that's not saying that, when you get married, it's still not going to be issues.
Right.
You can still go to therapy. Y'all can go to therapy together, but come on, let's deal with you. You know what I mean? You can't expect someone to want to be with you. That's just how you are.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No.
That's the favorite line. This is how I am.
No, we have to take responsibility for who we are. For me, I grew up rough. You know what I mean? It was real. It was definitely real. But at some point in your life, you have to say, you know what? There is a God.
Yes.
And I have a purpose.
Yes.
God, what is that purpose?
Yes.
You know what I mean? I can't blame my mother. I can't blame my father. I can't blame my upbringing. God, help me. What do you have for me? I need to deal with me so that when I have children, I'm not cussing them out at 2 years old. Amen? So when I get married, I'm not disrespecting my husband and talking all crazy.
Because it's not.
That's not.
The Bible says he'd rather be on the roof than hear a cackling woman.
That's the word. That's the Bible. And so, and this is not just for women, it's for men too. Like
Absolutely.
you inherited things from your father, and that you have no, you asking God for a wife, and you don't know how to keep yourself as a man. You don't know how to keep your eyes to yourself. It's, come on, it's not just the women, it's the men too.
Yes.
So we have to face our demons and
Mm.
ask God to, help me, help me.
You shared of how, we blame other people. And granted, yes, there are some situations that those that were assigned to protect us did not protect us. But there also comes a time where we have to now step up of, that wasn't right, I got to get some help. And we are so sometimes ashamed,
Mm-hmm.
where we don't
Mm-hmm.
want to reach out and get that help. But guess what? When you stand before somebody for doing whatever it is that you do,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is that I've done, whatever it is that you do, you can only speak for yourself.
Right.
I can't say, well, Amina said it was okay, but Jennifer, you made the decision to do that.
Mm-hmm.
No, but Amina was saying she was on Jen Cares Live May 2nd, 2022, 8 p.m. And she was saying, no. No, did you listen to the whole thing? Because
Right.
she ain't telling you to do nothing crazy. But what are you doing to really evaluate yourself? We can't blame it. Well, my mom did X, Y, and Z. Yes, mama did do X, Y, and Z. But what happens normally is that we turn from it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go down that same path. We want to break that generational curse, because that does really happen. Those cycles
Yeah.
of bondage, of things that try to hold us from being that which we, should be. So
That's
we
right.
have to really evaluate ourselves, because on that day, we call before a judge, Jennifer, did you do X, Y, and Z? Why didn't you? And I hope that God, they be pulling up these videos and things. God, you ain't got to show me no videos. You ain't got to show me. I know I didn't always do what was right, but I got it together, Jesus,
Right.
and things of that sort, because the tapes are rolling.
Mm-hmm.
But what will you stand up and say?
Yeah.
What would
Yeah.
the judge say for you?
Yeah. Yeah. We got
Mm,
to get ourselves together. We have to be honest with ourselves and honest with God. So yeah.
mm, mm. Why is it so hard to be honest?
We're embarrassed.
What?
We're embarrassed.
We big and bad though.
Listen, shameless plug.
Yeah.
My new book,
Yes.
Wholeness.
Yes.
In the beginning, in the introduction, when I talk about what the book is actually about,
Mhm.
I talk about, listen, before you even get into this book, let me explain why I wrote this.
Yes.
We hide behind masks.
Mm-hmm.
We come to church dressed up, face beat, shoes lit, everything popping, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's some stuff going on that we don't share, we don't talk about, because we want to put on a facade like everything is okay, and it's not. Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, let's be real and get ourselves together, so that when God does send that blessing,
Yes.
you're prepared, you're ready
Yes.
for it. Like, you can't apply for a job. Listen, when you apply for a job, there's a section,
Yes.
amen, that's
Mhm.
called qualifications.
Yes. Come on.
It's called qualifications.
Yes.
Before you apply to that job, ma'am, sir, you should read that section to
Yes.
find out, am I qualified for this?
Mm.
And sometimes, yes, God will give you something that you're not qualified for. You learn on a job, amen. But for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
they need to see your credentials. They need to
Mm.
see how your experience.
Come
They need to
on.
see all of that.
Come
They need to
on.
see it. And I want to backtrack for a second. We were talking about healing and talking about wholeness.
Yes.
To me, there's nothing more attractive
Mm.
than a man that said, you know what, let me go ahead and get myself together, so
Mm-hmm.
that when I do start courting this female, I'm good. I'm
Yes.
ready.
Yes.
I'm healed. You know what I mean? There's nothing more attractive than a man of God that's trying to get himself together, and he's not ashamed of it. Like, look, I got some issues,
Yes.
but
Yes.
I'm going to therapy.
Yes.
Amen. When I come at you, I'm coming
Yes.
correct.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir. I'm
Mm.
with you.
Yes.
I'm with you.
And that's it, wanting to be able to come correct, because so many times we don't meet those qualifications. Or we put some qualifications on other people that we don't even meet ourselves.
That's right.
Mm.
That's right. That's right.
Whew,
We need
girl.
help.
We need help. And that's why, friends, if your birthday has already passed, join on my month of reflection. Because again, these are the conversations I have with myself. Like, Jennifer, why did you have that together? And sometimes I could go into a store and the person is like a little snappy and things, and I'd be like, at first I want to be like going there with them tick for tack, but guess what? Sometimes they've had a bad day. I never forget one time my server, she was like a little off. I was like, Jesus, she gotta bring my food. What's going on? But then she later shared, her back was hurting and things was going on. I said a prayer for her. God, be with her. And sometimes we extend that kindness to other people, but we want people to extend that kindness to us.
Amen. No, listen, I just did a blog about self-examination. And my 40th birthday is next month.
Mm-hmm.
So I am just, until that time, I'm just doing some self-evaluation. I'm, Amina, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
we have to be honest with ourselves. Like you can't just come at somebody and expect them to just take all of you and all the nonsense. Like you can't do that. You got to be ready. And so we have to be honest with ourselves and honest with God. Listen, God can do anything. You want help, you want healing, he'll get it for you. So yeah.
That's good too. We sharing 40 things. So I put 39% on my on the flyer because I'm 39 is loading. I'm turning 39. And a big part comes from what we thought would happen by now, where we thought we would be by now, how we thought we would be by now, how much money we thought we have in the bank by now, how many less bills we thought we'd have by now, how many, I was going to say rugrats, how many children we thought we'd had by now. And sometimes our expectations mess us up and causes us to rush something that wasn't supposed to happen yet. Because I thought I'd be, by this age, I'd have this. By that age, you wasn't ready.
Right.
And then you got it, and then it didn't work out. And it's so sad. Like, my heart aches. I've been to some weddings and things that sort, met some people, and it was like, yeah, and it's great until it's not great, and then it's not working out anymore. I said, God, I'm better to wait. That I'm prepared. Because if I'm not prepared, it'll slip through my fingers.
That's right.
And then you got to go back to the people like, well, ain't you? Mind your business. It didn't work out. But you said the Lord. Mind your business. It wasn't the Lord. It was me. Ooh. Because sometimes we put God's name on stuff and it wasn't even him.
I'm not going to touch that because I'm not on here to offend anyone. I'm not. No, we have to be honest. Like come on.
And that's the thing. So like we over here talking about some much needed conversations. Sometimes it's tough conversations. And when I'm reflecting on my year of how things went, I got to be honest with myself and hit some things that even caused me to be like, that hurt, Jennifer. Why? Because I also had to save my own life. I can't keep blaming somebody else. Jennifer, what did you do? What did you say? How did you respond? Is your heart right? Did you really forgive? Or did you just say that because it looked good, because you're a Christian, because you're a minister, because you're this, because you're that? Did you really mean that thing? And is your actions showing true to your word?
That's right.
I got to get me. And that's what I do in this month. I get me together. Yes. Why? Because I need a better Jennifer to come next year. She's getting older. She got to put some childish things away. Yes, you see that, and I want to be petty right back with you, but God wouldn't let me. Yes, I wanted to post something, and I wrote it all the way out. All I had to do was hit post. My God. God wouldn't let me. I deleted it, sent another picture saying it's a beautiful day. Like, what? It's raining out. It's a beautiful day. Why? Because I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm moving forward in that which I'm trying to do to be pleasing to God. Because I don't know when He's coming. I got to get my life together. I can't let you jam me up. And if we have that mindset of I can't get jammed up, we around those friends that's in some trouble and that's going to cause us to get off our game and get in trouble, I can't be around you no more.
Right.
There's comes a time where you be like, no, they always get in trouble. Like, you're probation, you're on this, you're on that. And granted, yes, I know that some things are in place to mess us and jack us up. But after a while, we got to say, no, I can't do that no more. People want to go in on people. Dang on God. I didn't know I was going here either. Sometimes something happens and we want to respond. We don't always have to respond.
That's right.
And that gets us in trouble. We get older and be like, I could tell them how I went to. I told them off. But did we have to do it that way? And sometimes we're doing these things and same old thing. No, we got to change some. Sometimes we want to show love. We don't know what somebody else is going through. And again, we've seen enough where we've done something, they've done something, and how they respond is totally off.
Yeah.
I'm still heartbroken about the young lady or the road race she got out trying to check out the system. I mean, the situation, and he's running her over. What? We don't know when that can happen, and we can't take chances. And if we continue to just say, well, I'm big and bad, living my best life, what happens when it comes back on you?
Right. We
Treat
have to
others how you
be,
want to be treated.
yeah, we have to be, either you're going to learn it now or you're going to learn the hard way when you get into a relationship or get married. Because, first of all, you can't be petty with your partner. You can't, you got to get that together. Like, you petty, like, that's your life. That's how you live your life. You petty. No, there's how you going to be a prayer warrior. This is what I always say. How you going to be a prayer warrior and be petty? I have to check myself all the time. Like, I mean, don't, every action doesn't deserve your reaction.
Absolutely.
Come on, like, just leave it alone and let people be. And you got to get that stuff together now before you get into a relationship. Like, you got to learn to talk things out. You got to learn to compromise. You got to learn to be quiet. I've been blessed where, a lot of I have a lot of married friends, and so I watch. And I have some really wise female friends, and they let me know what it is like, and I learn from them. Sometimes you gotta keep your mouth shut. Learn to keep your mouth shut and just let God show the person. You know what I mean? And so I soak up everything and I learn, because I'm like, God, I know one day I'm gonna need this. So we got to get ourselves together, Jennifer, and really, because it's not, sometimes we think that being married and we want to get married. We single, but we want to get married to post the pictures. We want to be in a relationship because we want to post our stuff. We want to post our cute little stories. We want to do all of that, and that's not what those are things that are a byproduct of that, but that's not what marriage is. Don't go into it thinking
Let's talk about these posting pictures. Let's talk about these posting pictures. A picture is a snapshot of a moment.
That's it.
A moment. That's a second, if that. How many seconds are there in the day? I can't do math that fast, but y'all know it's a lot of them, right? Because it's 60 seconds an hour, 60 seconds in a minute. Look at me messing up already. It's a second. And sometimes we want to be like, oh, I want to be like them, keeping up with the Joneses and doing all those things. But we don't know the hell that goes on behind that door. We don't know the joy that goes on behind the door. We don't know the sacrifices that goes on behind that door. It takes some work. And you said marriage, but sometimes it's really just relationships too, our friendships. Because this is a time that I evaluate who are the good friends in my life. Do they really have my back? Are they speaking life into me? Or am I just speaking life into them?
That's right. No, you're right.
We're trying to evaluate all aspects of relationships, because some of us, guess what? Some of us not gonna be married. Dear Jesus, hold on. That I didn't want that to be my testimony. So can you work that out?
Right.
But some of us aren't going to be, and guess what? I still gotta be okay with that if God said no to me.
That's right.
Because obviously I don't have the capacity or whatever it is. He sees that I don't see. And sometimes we get upset because it didn't work out how we wanted to work out, so we make it work.
Yeah.
And then does it work in your favor? Not all the time. I'm not going to touch that one.
Yeah, no, we have to be at peace, man. We have to be at peace. And, I'm not going to sit in line and say every day is like, some days I'm like, some days I feel like, Amina, you don't want nobody because you way too comfortable in here. You are way too comfortable with your snacks and your little movie. You way too comfortable. Like, come on. Like, and then other days I'll be like, God, this is whack, whack. Like, this is whack. But we have to be at peace either way. We have to learn contentment. We have to learn to be okay with ourselves. We have to learn to love ourselves, right? And so even this was like because I was in long-term relationships long before I got saved. But even when I was in long-term relationships, I like me. I like me time. I like me time. Like, I don't want to go to the movies all the time with you, sir.
Yes.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and see this flick that you don't want to see, which is fine with me because I don't want you to come no way, But even still, like, even during this season of being single, I enjoy my time by myself. Like, I go eat by myself. I go to the movies by myself. Like, you have to enjoy yourself and love being with yourself. So, yeah.
And I will share next week I have a couple coming on. But I will share, even in being married, even having a significant other, I haven't necessarily courted, but I've dated.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is, even in the dating process, you're not underneath each other 24/7, right?
That's right.
There's still some times you're like, yeah, no, this is my free time. I don't want to hang out. It's so you still do get those times, but just knowing the balance of sometimes when even when you did want to hang out by yourself, but your significant other needs your support, go
Mm-hmm.
on and be there for that person because they're going to be there for you. And you do that sacrifice piece. But there still comes some times where you still have to pull away too.
Yeah.
It's a couple I watch, they're YouTubers, they're the Beam Squad, and the young man and young lady got into some trouble. He had to do some time in jail. He got out, he came home, then she had to go through her time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was upset with her in the most recent one of the most recent videos because she's like, no, I don't want to get out early. He was like, what you mean you don't want to get out early? Come on and be here with your you be here with me, with the kids and things of that sort. She was like, this is the first time I get to be me.
Mm.
She said I could write my book. I could do these things. I could do
Right.
those things. And she's so
Right.
excited because she's being able to find herself again. And sometimes we get into relationships and we lose ourselves. So friends, if you get into a relationship and you're losing yourself, as Miss Jackie's saying, balance. We got to balance that thing out. You still want to have a piece of you because they're not taking all of you. When you going to work, they're not on your hip.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do what you
Yeah.
have to do at your job and things of that sort. So finding that balance, but also acknowledging when you do need those moments for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I listen. Like I said, I don't wrote a book on it, but I have been through some stuff. Even at a young age, God started me out early, and He was all right, ma'am. In your 30s, you're gonna take a break, okay? But no, I remember being in a relationship where it was toxic, but
Mm-hmm.
he just didn't. It was just you know, up under me 24/7. Like, sir, I can't live like this. I literally to the point where I felt suffocated. I felt like I was suffocating.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that wasn't healthy. Sir, I'm gonna need you to have some friends. I'm gonna need you I'm gonna need you to have some friends.
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to have some hobbies.
Yes.
It was a lot of stuff that went on with that. But at the end of the day, you need time for yourself. You need to breathe. You need to be all that you can be. You need to be fulfilling your purpose apart and together. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna sit up under me all day, sir. We're not gonna do that. And now look. It might be days where I will want to sit up under him all the time. You know what I mean? Like so I have to be, and that's one of the things I'm like, Amina, it's not all about you. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Some
Yes.
days you won't want to be all snuggled up for 24, 48 hours and you gonna have stuff to do. You have to be understanding. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, yes. Who did what I need from you is understanding. All right. But yes, that's a big part, of knowing that. But another part that I love of what you said is this. You realize that is not what you wanted for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That was not good for yourself. That was not healthy for yourself. And that's a big part too in this month of evaluating life. What is working for me? What is not working for me?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we get in situations like, oh, because I got somebody. No, I can't do that no more. She's grown up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know what it is that works for you. You have to be
Yeah.
able to speak up for yourself. And that's hard too sometimes.
Yeah.
Because, like, are they going to leave me? How are they going to respond? Are they going to take it well? But guess what? That's a chance you take because you have to be able to speak up for yourself. I was in a situation at a program the other day. Um, and I didn't really like how that went down. I was gonna let it go, but I just want to kind of share. I didn't like how it went down. I had already forgiven them before I had this conversation, though,
Yeah.
genuinely. So when they apologized, I didn't really need it because I already forgave them. I just wanted to get off my chest to let you know, can we not do it that way next time?
Yeah.
We have to be able to speak up for ourselves. Either they will receive it or they won't receive it. But guess what? We got to forgive them because it's going to help us to live a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sandy said marriage is about compromise. That's a huge part.
Mm-hmm.
Did I say huge, right? Huge part. Compromise, meaning it's not my way or the highway all the time.
That's it. That's it. And I don't want, and I love that the person said that, it's about compromise.
Mm-hmm.
We get into it sometimes thinking that it's going to be a certain way. And it's like, there's another party involved now.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. This is the thing.
Mm.
we who are single and we've been single for a long time, we so
Sure.
set in our ways. And
Mm-hmm.
then and so my prayer is, God, so when this person come, help me.
Yes.
Because it's not about me anymore.
Yes.
Like I don't want to be that wife. Like don't do that man like that. You know that.
Yes. You know, I have a friend. She got married, and they like did the premarital counseling and things that sort. And it's so interesting to see couples that go through premarital counseling and couples that are in love and all of that fun jazz and things. And you see the changes and the sacrifices they make. I watch a couple YouTube couples, and I've seen how temperaments change. You know, because it's not about you anymore; it's about the other person. You're representing both of them. You're a unified front and things. And that compromise, that sacrifice is not always what you wanted to be, but it helps you as the union of the whole. And sometimes you have to take one for the team. Yes, forgiveness is
Yeah.
not for you. It's for you, not for them. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, for me, you know, I practice with the Lord. I practice with Him.
Mm-hmm.
I practice with Him. You
Yes.
know, some days, I don't want to talk to Him because I'm feeling away about something. And He like, is that how you gonna treat your husband? You gonna talk to him whenever you feel like it? You can't do that. You know what I mean? You can't. You know what I mean?
So,
And it's yeah. And some
so
days, no, look. And so some days it's just like I don't want to do this, Lord. I don't
mm-hmm,
want to be out here. I don't
mm-hmm.
want to. I don't want to do a podcast. I don't
Yes,
want to
yes,
do. I don't want to write a book. I don't want to be on social media. But
yes.
because you say so, and because I love you, and
Mm-hmm,
because there's a purpose behind why you want me to do this, it's not
mm-hmm.
about me.
Yes,
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this thing. I'm
yes,
gonna compromise. I'm gonna yield. I'm gonna
yes,
submit. And that's
yes.
a word that we need to talk about too. I'm gonna submit. And so
Mm-hmm,
I practice with the Lord. I practice
yes.
with Him. I don't get it all right,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm working on it so that when that time comes, I submit to my husband. I submit to the men of the house. So yeah.
Yes. I will say there are some times where you do have to take that pause. As a marriage and family therapist, like I have a whole
Yeah.
bunch of conversation with a lot of couples, and if you don't take that pause, sometimes you'll say something that you can't take back. After that egg is cracked, you gotta do something with it. We're gonna scramble it. We're gonna fry it. We're going to make a mask out of it, a hair mask, whatever it is. You gotta do something with it. Um, so you want to be aware so that you don't mess up something a little down the line. And it's really that part of that communication of it's not really a good time. I need to get myself together and then work it out. I have a friend, some friends, they be like, yeah, our work schedules are different, or our work schedules are similar, but it calls me that time to separate. So I gotta
Yeah.
get my feelings together, calling on those people who you trust, that you could talk to, that you could vent to, that's going to hold your water, hold your wine, and things of that sort. But being sure that you're taking those moments, but then going back to the person, because if you're together, you got to work it out to see how you're
That's
going to move
right.
forward. So I will say, with wisdom, use wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
because too, there's some people where like if you don't talk to them or you walk away, it touched their manhood, it touched their womanhood, their confidence, other
Mm-hmm.
issues that they have overcome. You tap in like, wait, no, I thought that was a stone cold. I thought I was good on that, finding out I'm not. So you have to know your mate to know what works for them, what doesn't work for them, so that you don't do something that mess you up in the long run. I do just want to say that if you
That's
need a
right.
pause, take your pause, but also communicate. Communication is very important. Communicate what it is that's going on, and don't let that happen for so long, because if you come back together, if it's too long, the well may have dried up.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
uh, Sandy said, when you don't want to sit under him, sometimes you have to. Sandy is happily married. Go sit underneath your husband. Now I feel like you need to
Right.
go. But that's it. The sacrifice of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, communication is very important. And again, that's all relationships, all friendships and things of that sort. Sometimes I have to have a conversation of what's going on? Everything okay?
Mm-hmm.
But the hard part is this. I'll never forget high school, this guy telling my business to my chosen friends. And I was like, what's going on? Like, where is this going? You have to speak up for yourself too sometimes. But the thing is, you got to be ready for what that response is going to be. Because sometimes we're in situations we should be in. So when they tell us it ain't going nowhere, are you cool with them? It's like, but wait, can't we just like work this out a little bit longer? Because we be getting excited over some other situations that we shouldn't be excited over, and then we feel like we're supposed to be with them because they make us feel good in other ways, but
Mm-hmm.
it don't last.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
I agree. I totally agree. You have to speak up for yourself. where's this going, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
Where's this going, sir?
Mm-hmm.
And you might not like the answer. You might not like the
Mm-hmm.
answer. Listen, you cool and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You all right,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not going nowhere. Like, you know what I mean? You have to be okay with that. Like, I've said that to people.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have said that to me, and I'm like, you crazy. You see me? Like, where are you tripping? But you have to be okay with that. Like, you have to be okay. Hey, listen, it is what it is. That's not your door.
And it's so important to, sometimes that's the time that we have to let it go, because we hold on to it and they're not really in it. Who's it helping? Are you fulfilled in the end of it? Because if you're doing all the work, it's not even a relationship anymore. And it's funny, they always say how like women are more strategic, because like when they move, they got someone already set up, they got something planned. Guys, they kind of sit around so they know what their next move gonna be. So they just like, yep, come on along. It's going good. Yeah, I got you. And things are. And again, I'm not coming at you, brothers. I'm not coming at you, brothers. But sometimes it does happen. But guess what? It really is interchangeable though, because some guys are strategic where they already had something set up. Some women are strategic, but then you have some that's like, no, let me just stay with him until I got something else. Let me just stay with her until I got something else, and things of that sort. So again,
I've done that all the way wrong. All the way wrong.
But it happens, and it goes back to that part of really being honest with yourself, of knowing, is this where I need to be? Do I need to get up? We get comfortable.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, be honest. That's all I can say. Be honest. That's it. That you can't. You're not going to tow me along. But you're not going to do that.
You're not going to tell me no.
Like,
Mario said, I'm a dime plus 99. That is more than 100. They're like, who did his math? It's okay. We knew what he meant.
Right.
What has been the benefits of, now we get into questions, right?
Right.
But what has been the benefits of really seeking God in this whole phase, and how can you encourage others, and really the importance of it? Because so many times we're trying to do things on our own and we mess up. What's the benefit and the importance of in seeking God?
Yeah, some of the benefits, I can speak for myself. Some of the benefits are just hearing his voice and knowing who to date, who not to date, who to trust, who not to trust. Are their intentions pure or are they not? Some of the benefits are, God telling me what to do in this season, fulfilling all his purpose for me, doing what it is that God has for me to do in this season, developing myself, my character. Those are benefits of seeking the Lord. He's going to show you what's wrong with you. Amen. He's going to show you. He's going to show you if you ask.
If you ask.
Show you. He's going to be nice about it too. That's what I love about the Lord. That's what I love about him. He'll wait to tell you something that you're not ready to hear. He'll wait. He'll sit on it. And then he knows when you're ready to hear it. He'll be like, listen, he'll show it to you. And you won't even know. Like, so for me, certain things will happen and my reaction is not the most savory. Amen.
Yes. I'm used to that.
So it's not the most savory. And then the Lord will be like, that right there.
Yeah.
That right there. Come on. Let's deal with that. And I'll be like.
And then the other way he gets you too is like, you identify something that you don't like, right? Like, oh, I don't like when people do that. And then you catch yourself doing like, oh, wait, I gotta stop doing that.
Right.
Because I can say I don't like when somebody else do it, and I sometimes do it, because then I'm being a hypocrite. It's okay for me to do it, but you can't do it. What happened? How that work? That's not how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. So some of the benefits are just, you can hear him. God will show you people. Even when I'm, dating, which I don't like to do because it's just crazy out here, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, it's crazy out here. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's in the water. I don't know what's happening. So I go through seasons where I'm just like, I don't want to kick it, but I'm just like, God, you got to get out there. But I am so grateful that I can hear the voice of God, and God will show me that ain't it. That's not right. That's not. That's not gonna. He's not going where you're going. He's nice.
Yes.
This is not going where you're going. And so whoever the person that I have for you, they'll compliment you. So it's a lot of benefits to just, seeking the Lord in this time. It's not a time to be wasted. It's not a time to be sad. It's not a time to be depressed, but it's a time to get busy. It's a time to seek the Lord while he may be found.
Mm.
So
I love it. It's a couple of minutes. It's like, God, if you ain't got no more guys out on the back, then just let us know.
just say that. Just say that.
And then there's another one saying this all he got, it ain't no more in the back. He was like, well, God, we gotta figure, gotta be something
What
out
you
here.
got back there? Like, what's back there? Like, what you got left? Like,
Ain't nothing back there. He out there somewhere. You just ain't come across him yet, or the time has
good
not come.
grief.
For
I
the
be like, for real. I just, in my mind, I'm just like, God, if there are no more left, just say that. Like, this, like, just say that. Like, so I don't keep wasting my time here. Like, this is a little crazy.
I one thing that I've done, and I've had to eat these words. I've had to eat these words. God, if it's not your will, let it keep going.
Girl, you preach it to the choir.
When I say of eating those words, because there comes some times too, like, well, God, am I not that chick? Am I not that girl? She got it together. Like, what's going on? You had these conversations with Jesus because, like, well, at least let somebody look like I look like something, God. And like every so often, something that come along, like, all right, thank you, God. I knew she still got it, things of that sort. But the importance of, I realized that time is a little bit more precious, Wasn't always like this because I was like, hey, not Dad, what's the tracking number? I just want to see like what time about. I know UPS and FedEx and Amazon, they say around about this time, but like I just trying to know so I can be like, oh, 5 more stops, 6 more stops, what? Delayed is coming tomorrow.
Right.
But in that of saying, God, if it's not your will, let it pass, it causes me to then focus on me just a little bit more. What are some things you want to do for you, Jennifer? What are some things, preparation, and I know I'm about to start trouble here, but it's not the end all be all for the woman, but these are some things you still want to know how to do. You do want to know how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
You do want to know how to clean.
Mm-hmm.
You do want to know how to keep a house, not just for somebody else, but for your own self.
For yourself. Right. Right.
There's always that time where we're like, yeah, I'm living it up. I'm going out this night, that night, that night. Then you look at the bank account, like, I'm eating a peanut butter and jelly. I'm eating a wish sandwich, and I'm exaggerating. But what happens is sometimes, we do too much when I could have ate at home.
Yeah.
Some of those times, it's good to treat yourself, but sometimes we have to use wisdom to know what has to match your home and things of that sort. But that was like my sincere prayer to God, like, God, if it ain't your will, don't let it come. Because my feelings going to get involved. My emotions going to get involved. And I don't got a good grasp on them. So I'm going to be messed up. And then I'm going to be like Jasmine Southern. I bust the windows out your car, because it can go how I want it.
We're not going to be crazy. We're not going to be crazy. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
I'm sorry. I didn't say I was going to bust the windows, but somehow they got busted. I don't know what happened. I'm teasing.
No,
but even in that, I want to also just highlight of how we all have the capacity to go left.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, friend. There's some times that we want to really get up in somebody's business to let them know how it's going. But God ain't pleased in that. One, that ain't Jennifer. So Jennifer going to be like, you know what? God has the best way of getting any situation that he got to handle back. Let me just get myself together. Let me just be like, God, keep me day by day, but continuing to prepare. So we was talking about this guy was on his podcast and he was talking about how like now he wants all these meals, now he wants all these food things. Sorry, you was doing that before she came along. So again, don't lose yourself just because you get with somebody, because you can dig yourself up and then you alone again.
Right.
God bless. God bless.
Right.
So again, it's that process. It's not always good. And again, I do eat those words, but I appreciate those words because they've kept me from some situations that wasn't of God. God, if it's not your will for me to have this job, don't let them say yes.
You know what? I pray that prayer all the time, and I be mad at myself. Like, you shouldn't have prayed it then. You shouldn't have prayed it. You shouldn't have prayed it then.
You know how much safety is in that though? Because he know those people before you get to working there. And then you say yes, and then it was like, God, these are some special apples, God. All right. And then my next thing is when I do get it, because he does open up the door, he does allow the opportunity. What do you want me to learn from this experience?
That's right.
Who am I here to help? Who's here to help me? Because sometimes I get some situations, I'm like, this is a test. I did not sign up for this test, but I'm going to pass it.
No, we have to be intentional about, I mean,
No.
I know we don't, it's easier to do things our own way.
Yes.
Listen, I'm almost 40 years old. I'm
Mhm.
knocking on it, about to walk
Mhm.
through the whole entire door.
Mhm.
I have so many experiences where I did not pray about the person.
Mm.
I just like, he looked good, he smelled good, he talking to me nice, he treated me nice, so this is what we about to do.
Mm.
Okay? I ain't talking to you about this, God, because I know what
Mm.
you're going to
I
say.
know what you're gonna
And I
say.
don't want to hear that
I
right
don't
now.
want to hear that right now, God.
Right now. But I have gotten to the place where I've done that so many times and it just was like it went left. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I knew it. And God was like, I knew it too. Like, and so I'm to the place where I do pray that God, if this
Yes.
person is a waste of my time,
Mhm.
cut it.
Mhm.
Don't even let me catch feelings for the person. Show me
Yes.
this,
Yes.
show me their heart, show me
Yes.
their personality, show me them. Let me see their true face. Because somebody can smile at you and in their mind or their heart, they're totally not for you.
Totally not for
Show
you.
me this person. And
Yes.
so I pray that, and a lot of times I'll be mad, like, God, why? You asked me to show you what you
Yeah.
want me to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so much safety in that. As unfun as it is, I'm appreciative because, and he's appreciative because, like, my daughter trusts me. She know I got
Mm-hmm,
the best for her, but she just
mm-hmm,
gotta wait just a little while longer. He's still in
mm-hmm.
the oven. I'm still in the oven. Or we're in
Right.
a cool down phase. I don't know. Either way, when the time is right, it will come. It's
Mm-hmm,
funny. It's a young lady. She does some memes too. Ariel, I think is her name, and she
mm-hmm.
was
Yeah.
like, she'll have a conversation with God, and God be like, "Don't do that." She's like, "I'm gonna see for myself."
Right. That's what we
And
do.
she come back like she been through a storm. Son,
Yeah.
there comes a point in time too where we don't want to have to keep seeing for ourselves. If you said that you went through that, all right, I learned from the experience. I ain't got to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
gotta go and get beat up and wore out. And you already told me, sis, these are the signs you want to check for,
Yeah.
bruh. Because what happens is we see those red flags, like, oh, this is the circus. I'm going to the circus. I'm
You
going
know
to
why?
the circus.
You know why? Because we want to post pictures. We
Hmm.
want to brag about, I got somebody now, or I got a ring now, or all of that, because we doing it for the wrong reason. That's
For
why.
the wrong reasons. And I
That's
was
why.
just telling somebody I love watching I, I don't want to say love. I watch Married at First Sight. I watch Ready for Love. I watch sometimes Put a Ring on It. Um and it's interesting to me how they are so excited to get into a relationship. Um but they don't always have the supports that they need to be in the relationship. I
Mm-hmm.
get disappointed by the experts on Married at First Sight because I'm like, they need a little bit more therapy. They need a little bit more support because what happens is they're on national TV for everybody to see.
Mm-hmm.
And all those issues they thought they had dealt with, all
Mm-hmm.
those issues they thought they were doing good with gets put on the spotlight and they was like, oh, he's narcissistic. Oh, she's this. Oh, he's that. And then they have to hear those comments and things that sort of like, but no, one, because they don't edit right. They treat these people bad in these edits because they show you what they want you to see. So then they look like bad guys, they look like bad people, or you see some highlights like, oh, they should be able to make it, and then they don't make it because it was something that we didn't see. And the hard part of being on that front line, the world sees, and sometimes we put out
Mm-hmm.
everything out for Facebook to see, or Twitter to see,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram to see, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't realize there's some other things that has to happen behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not ready. I enjoy watching. It's interesting to see how things come together. You can see where some supports are needed, but
Mm-hmm.
it's talking to somebody. Therapy is needed. Dealing with your issues is
Mm-hmm.
needed.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if I have a short temper and I feel like I can still just do whatever I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
that's not gonna go well with everybody.
That's right. Ain't nobody gonna stand for that. I'm
Mm-mm.
trying to get it together now. So yeah. No, but you said something. I want to backtrack. You said the capacity. That word stuck.
Mhm,
Capacity.
mhm,
We need to really pray. Those of us that are seeking spouses or seeking the Lord for a spouse and desiring
mhm.
that, we need to pray for the capacity for
Yes,
that person.
yes.
I want to be clear. Like
Mhm,
I know nothing about marriage. I've never been married. I don't know the
mhm,
first thing about it. I
mhm,
don't know. I can tell you about being single though. But what I will say is that you're not going to be perfect.
mhm.
I'm not going to be perfect. We're
Right.
going to continue to grow. You're going to continue to grow,
Right.
right? This
Right.
person is good. They're not perfect. Don't expect the perfect person. God, whoever this person is, the timing, right?
Yeah.
Whoever this person is, let us have the capacity to
Yes.
deal with each other. Let
Yes.
us have the capacity to deal with whatever is not finished. Let
Yes.
us have the capacity the grace. God, give me grace.
Yes.
For this person. We need grace in every season, right? We need grace in our single season. God knows we need grace. We need, because there's some stuff that we're tempted with, and some stuff that we deal with. We get lonely sometimes, we need grace, right? And then we also need grace for marriage.
Yes.
We need grace for when he don't want to pick up them socks. You need grace. For when he want to help you with the kids. You need some grace.
You need some grace. You know, it's funny. Some years ago, I was talking to a guy about relationships, and I recently was on a panel talking about love, and the love is enduring love. It keeps going. And when you want to be in a relationship, that sacrifice is saying, I want to be with this person, so it can't be all about me. And what God showed me was a quilt. And a quilt is different patches that get sewn together, and then it covers you. Meaning something happened, it wasn't how you wanted it to be, but it's part of your story. It's a new patch to the quilt.
Amen.
You did something that was wrong, they forgave you, it's a new patch to the quilt. Y'all both did something, it worked out, didn't work out, whatever, it's a new patch to the quilt. And then eventually you have this quilt that covers you both. Why? Because you got some stuff and they got some stuff. But guess what? You're going to cover each other and not tell the whole world. Because we're so quick to blabber to some people that can't hold the water, or people that don't mean us no good, and the quilt is going to be exposed to everybody. Who's covering you?
Why do people do that? I've been trying to, like, I find it so unattractive and so annoying. Why do people put their business on social media? Like, nobody need to know what's going on in your personal relationship. Like, why are you doing that? I'm sorry. This is the thing. This is the thing for me. I'm sorry. I gotta vent. I'm sorry. I just feel like,
go ahead.
For me, I value discretion. I value discretion. And I think in marriage, you have to cover each other, right? Love covers a multitude of sin, right? We cover each other, just like friends, just like family. I'm not going to put you out there like that. And so I think it comes with maturity, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe people don't have people to vent to, but I think that that's a major thing. If you're one of those people that always, you got to turn to social media and put your business out there, you might want to stop doing that before you get married, because that's embarrassing. You're exposing your spouse. You're exposing your marriage. And so, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No worries. I have two things for that. One, some people do just post stuff to post stuff, and it's really not about themselves. So you don't know what's going on, so it keeps you guessing. But then there are some people who do post, and it really is what they're going on. And I think it's because sometimes people don't know how to cry for help, or they don't have the people they can cry to help too. Because like you'll see a post and they'll like be going in, if I'm about to like this how I feel, they in their bag or whatever, and depending on the person, I reach out like, hey, we ain't got to put that out there, let's talk about it and things that sort. And I think sometimes we don't have those people in our corner to be able to help us. We have the people in the corner. It's like, yeah, get them. It's kind of like the society of how we're recording everything and not getting help in things. Our priorities sometimes are off. So unfortunately, I say that to say that it's not going to stop. So brace yourself. This is how some people, share their thoughts and feelings. But the hope is that they do come across somebody that helps them to mature with, hey, I don't even need to post about that. I don't even need to share that. It is a maturity thing of you growing up and saying, like, it's beneath me now. It's beneath me.
Right.
But it takes a process to get there, because sometimes we neck and neck, like, what you say? Huh? How you feel? Come on. If we're honest, right?
Right.
But then it does come to that time of being like, I ain't even gonna worry about it. But it takes a process. Because sometimes we are right to really let them know about themselves.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just speaking about, relationships. A lot of times, like you said, people just post stuff just to get a reaction on people. I know people that do it all the time. But then there's sometimes where, I just feel like discretion should be valued.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with that. Because sometimes I get upset. I ain't gonna lie, friends. Because like they post how they got together, they posting their pictures of their vacations and things, and that's why you don't see them no more. No, I'm invested. What happened? You get my popcorn.
No, it's true. Because we get invested. Yeah. We be like, oh, they in South Beach, they doing this, they in this ministry together, and then you be like, well, what happened? You
Yes.
didn't show us that part. What happened?
So friends, we just told ourselves, because what does that mean? We being nosy. We being nosy. We gotta mind our
No,
business.
it's not. You posted it out there for the world to see. So now we're invested. We're a part of your relationship
We
now. So
are a part of the relationship. I am upset that it didn't work out. Like y'all was my aunties in them. But all that to say, like sometimes and in immaturity too, you learn how much I should be invested, how much I should kind of let go, let these people be great. Because again, they're gonna do whatever they want to do. Hopefully they have some good sound wisdom and counsel to help them through. But if they don't, I pray that that person,
yeah.
that support is on the way.
Mm-hmm.
This has been good. This was a good conversation. That's why they didn't want us to have it. The internet whammies was trying to mess us up. I'm gonna call them internet whammies. That's my new word.
Right. For no reason.
No reason. What's something that you want us to walk away with?
So many things. Now, what I would want everybody to walk away with, those who are single, I'm assuming that those who are watching or will watch are single and they are just looking for some type of advice or input. My advice would be, this season of your life, there is a purpose. You're not being punished. You're not being, you're not forgotten. You're not forsaken. There is purpose for your life in this season. I want you to walk away from this knowing that God has your back. If God be for you, who can be against you? That means God is for you, right? He wants you to win. He wants you to have the best life, right? So that means you need to just go ahead and seek the Lord. God, why am I single in this season? What do you have for me to accomplish? Who are the people? Who are the friends that you would have me to meet, right? What goals do you want me to accomplish in this season? Like, it's not, I know that I'm going to meet this person, but God, how would you like me to prepare for such person? So don't waste your time being upset about it. Don't waste your time. Don't do that. Walk away from this episode saying, God, I'm not by myself. There are other single people that are seeking you. And God, I'm just going to rest in you. I'm going to rest in you, knowing that you're not a man that you will lie, nor the son of man that you will change your mind. You're going to do it. So I'm just going to rest in you and seek you for this season of my life. So, yeah.
I love it. I was reflecting on a scripture where Jesus was on a boat and the storm was going on. He was in there sleeping. That's how secure your rest got to be. If Jesus was on the boat sleeping, that means everything was going to work out as it should. Guess what?
Gone. He was
He
knocked
was
out.
on the boat sleeping. Everything is going to work out as it should. You just have to trust the process.
Mm-hmm.
The process. It's not easy all the time because
No.
again, that process takes some detours. Because we do some stuff that sets us back, and we have to go back around. But guess what? It will work out as it should if you trust the process and keep on seeking the Father to help you through. So good. I thank you so much for joining us. Y'all be sure to follow Amina. Again, you can check out her book. Her newest book is Wholeness. Her book before that is The Single Saved and Seeking Him. Obviously, both are gems. Be sure to follow her, as she does have an amazing podcast. How can people follow you?
Sure. So I am on Instagram. Let me pull this up because I don't know the names of it, all of it. Instagram is Miss_Amina_. Follow me. Facebook, Amina Maybank. I'm also on Twitter, Words from Heaven, WORDSFRM. Left the O out, HEAVEN, Words from Heaven, at Words from Heaven. Also, you can check out my podcast, which is anchor/castdivision.com. So yeah, I'm around.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, I typed on it and then lost it. I was going to share it on the screen. So, friends, we'll make sure that we type it in the comments so y'all can see that.
Yes.
So that you can be sure to follow because again, she's doing some amazing things. Amazing things. So be sure to follow her and obviously she packing because she was like, not gonna stop me in that whammy. Bam, I got this. She got a little something. My thoughts that I've been thinking. She let us know. And I appreciate so much tonight. It was so amazing. I'm so proud of you. I'm excited for all that's yet to come. This year is going to be amazing for you. Wait, your birthday is in May? We made babies together?
No. My birthday is next month in June, the end of June.
Okay. No worries. Still a good month. They all
Exactly.
I don't pick and choose. I mean, they all good month. Why? Because we alive to see it.
Yes.
So friends, again, y'all check her out. She got some amazing things coming up, and you want to be in the know. So go ahead and follow her. I did share contact information in when I tagged her. But again, if you have any other questions, you want to connect, let me know. I'll make sure that you do get it. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you again so much. May you have a great evening.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me. This was, I've been wanting to be on your podcast for a while. You made me wait a whole year, ma'am. But no, no, but I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for your sweet and generous spirit. And I just pray that God will continue to bless your ministry and all you're doing. So yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, amen. Thank you so much. Oh, that was not intentional. I do try to be intentional when I bring people for a good season to really give us something that's needed. And when I was reflecting on the birthday, I was like, yeah, let me get my sis. She's going to help us get it together and things of that sort. So I
The timing of God.
yes, yes. So I do thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to close this out and then I'm going to check in with you. Awesome. So tonight we had the amazing Amina Maybank. Yo, that's my sister. For real. I love her. Hilarious. I'm just so grateful for tonight. I hope that you took away something that helped you to be the best version of you. Again, help a sister out. The sister is me. Why? Because as I reflect on my year, as it's coming to an end and embracing the new year that's to come, I want to make sure that I am preparing myself, that I am looking in the mirror and addressing some things that I need to get together. Why? Because I ain't got it all together either all the time. Sometimes I want to be Patty Betty. Sometimes I want to be negative Nancy, but guess what? I also do see the brighter side. And when I see that brighter side, that lets me know, hey, this too shall pass. It doesn't have to be like this always. Don't forget our quote of the day. Love yourself first because that's who you'll spend the rest of your life with. Unknown, but the quote is love yourself first because that's who you'll spend the rest of your life with. Be sure to join us next week as we will have dun, 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 Gary and Anna Warren for I Do, but not yet. Y'all already know. You see that they married. I ain't married yet. And sometimes I'm like, do I want to be married? Why? You got to be honest with yourself. Are you ready to be married? Why? You got to be honest with yourself. Yes, I said my prayer, but I got to prepare and make sure I'm ready because I don't want to get it and then mess it up. I don't want you to get it and then mess it up. Whatever your it is, because again, marriage not for everybody. It could be their job, it could be a business, it could be writing a book, it could be a car, it could be a house. The list goes on and on and on. I think I'm a rapper. I'm not. Um, be sure to also, if you can, plan to attend our Day of Empowerment on Saturday, May 14th. It's going down at the Canvas Center, located at 3870 Lancaster Avenue. Tickets are $40. I did have a special run in. I'll be sure to give another code. Why? Because I really do want people to come. If you want to come and can't come because it's not in your budget, I understand that too. I've already put it out because why? I want us to have a great event. I'm not taking nothing away. So if you want to come, let me know. I'll put you on the list so you can come on in and be empowered. As shared, let me talk about the speakers. Shar Phelps, she is our keynote speaker. I'm calling her a wild card because she's going to come and just rip and do whatever she do to empower us and get us started. I love her energy. Then we have A.B. Bracewell. Here's our relationship expert. Why? Because whether married, single, wherever you find yourself, we want to make sure we're doing good with relationships. We got Lakia West. She's going to help us out financially with some wills, estate planning, and things of that sort, having our affairs in order. Let me show my face for a second. Group me should not always be a go-to. Not group me. GoFundMe should not always be your go-to. Okay? God bless. All right. I said I want to shoot my face. Yeah, it should not always be I go to. Okay. We also got Dr. Marcella Rose. She is our mental health piece. Why? Because we're always going to talk about mental wellness. And we're closing out with the amazing my brother from another mother, PJ Owens, because we're talking about branding and presentation and you being an entrepreneur. Friends, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I be ready to quit. And then today we got on a conversation like her labor is not in vain. And I was like, ooh, it's not in vain, guys. Somebody's being encouraged. Somebody's being helped. I can't give up just yet. And if he didn't tell me to give up, guess what? I better not give up or throw in the towel until he tells me that I can. So again, if you want to come, be sure to let me know. I will put your name at the door so you can get in there. I gave you the quote of the week. I told you it's coming next week. That's all that I got. I love you all for real. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time. I want to say I love you. I had it all wrong. I love you guys. Good night.
Friends, we thank you for joining Jen Cares this week. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Unable to watch us live? Be sure to find us on your favorite podcast platform. You can also visit our website, chosencounselors.com. That's chosen with a Z, so that you can stay in the know and most of all, never miss a show. If you found value in this episode, we'd appreciate you sharing it with a friend. Most of all, be sure to tune in for our next episode next Monday at 8 p.m. right here as we specialize in bringing the community to you.